And now, here's Hank Hanegraaff.
Thank you very much, Randy. 4 years ago, President Barack Obama said this: "I believe that marriage is the union between a man and a woman." And he went on to say, "For me, it is a sacred union with God in the mix." Yesterday, Barack Obama reversed his view. And quite frankly, I was appalled as I watched Piers Morgan last night. I was appalled by the venomous, vitriolic rhetoric of those like him who characterize others who disagree with both he and Obama on the redefinition of marriage, characterizing them as unevolved Neanderthals who are retarding the forward progress of civilization. A generation ago, as chronicled in USA Today, same-sex marriage was a radical concept, endorsed only on the left edge of the political spectrum, or barely mentioned at all. But not today. Support for gay marriage has risen rapidly, particularly among young people. And I would say that today we can applaud USA Today for an opposing view that they printed in today's edition of USA Today. And I thought this opposing view given by Byron Babioni was well stated and worth repeating. He says the union between one man and one woman, or marriage, is timeless. It's universal and special. It is the only relationship absolutely essential to the future of humanity. False characterizations of marriage as something else confuses the discussion about it. As diverse cultures have long understood, before cultural elites intentionally began their attempt to change the conversation, marriage is the fundamental building block of all of human civilization, not merely an arrangement between any two or more people who say they love each other. Marriage between a man and a woman naturally builds family, mom, dad, and children, and gives hope that the next generations will carry on into the future. Men and women bring distinct, irreplaceable gifts to family life. And the lifelong, faithful union of a man and a woman benefits society, especially children, in ways that no other relationship can. Marriage is therefore society's time-tested way to bless as many children as possible with both a mom and a dad. Why? Because moms and dads are both necessary. Neither is replaceable by a generic adult. Many men make good dads, but no man can ever be a mom. Many women make good moms, but no woman can ever be a dad. We as a society should not be comfortable with fostering circumstances where children are intentionally deprived of either a mother or a father. This is not a matter of whom to include in marriage. It is a matter of what marriage actually is. Redefining marriage as nothing short of creating a square circle. Understanding this, some suggest that we create civil unions instead. But people who advocate for that do so with the mistaken belief that everyone will be satisfied with this apparent compromise. In practice, neither side is happy. In every U.S. jurisdiction where civil unions have been enacted, those who advocate for them subsequently rejected them as inadequate and demanded that marriage be redefined. Opposing same-sex marriage while supporting civil unions is akin to the Trojans dragging a wooden horse into the middle of Troy. Both the direct and indirect attacks on marriage should be recognized for what they are so that society can continue to protect marriage and thereby protect children. I would say this before we go to our questions. If ever we should realize in full that we have an opportunity to make a difference in a democratic republic, this is the time. While we cannot say that the real issue is pagans, after all, the real issue is not pagans. Pagans are merely exercising their job description. What else would they do? What else did we do? The real issue is believers not being salt and light. The real issue is that believers have become microcosms of the culture rather than change agents in the culture. If you don't believe that, watch Joel Osteen on television sometime. And as a result, the culture is going in a decidedly, not progressive, but regressive direction. So we need to realize as Christians that if we don't like the direction the culture is going, we need to look at ourselves square in the face and say, are we being what Christ called us to be, salt and light? If the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It's no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do men take a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light so shine before men that they may see your deeds and praise your Father who is in heaven. Again, we are called to be transformational agents, not transformed by the culture, but transformational agents in the culture. If we're not, the culture merely continues to go in a very bad direction.